Look, pay close attention to these first 3 examples I'm going to do. I'm going to do this very slowly. The limit as n approaches infinity of n over n minus 1. The point is that we rewrite the limit, we rewrite the fraction bar, on the top and bottom. We factor out the highest power of n from both the top and the bottom. As for the top, there's only n there. So there's nothing to factor out. If there's only one term, you don't factor anything out. I leave the n. But as for the bottom, I'll play around with it a bit. The highest power of n. What's the highest power of n here? Well, it's only here. Here it is, n to the first power, so to speak. That's the highest power of n, right? In this simple example. So I factor it out, which is n. N parenthesis. What will it be? How did we do it? Watch carefully now. These two terms, this one and this one, I have to divide by what I factored out, which is n. I'm starting. The first one. N divided by n, that will be 1. I already wrote it down in my head. I calculated it. I didn't write n over n. I wrote 1 right away. I rewrite the minus sign. I rewrite it. I divide 1 by n, by what I factored out. And that's how I get this expression. Do you understand? I factor out the highest power of n, whatever it is here. I write the parenthesis. And I divide each of these terms by n. I calculated this one in my head. But I didn't calculate this one. Because 1 over n, well, what's there to calculate? I wrote down 1 over n. Do you understand? What did that give me? Look, the n's cancel out, right? On top, pay attention, 1 remains right away. There isn't some 0 on top here, so the fraction doesn't disappear, but there's a 1 on top, right? That's clear, I think. And what's next? Look, 1 over n, what does it approach? We remember that n approaches infinity, so we actually have 1 over infinity here. And 1 over infinity, from those two basic formulas I showed you on the previous slide, is 0. So I know that this goes to 0. I can replace this with 0. So what's left in this limit? Look, all the n's disappeared. These disappeared and that disappeared. So I can write the result now. Notice that without the limit, I rewrote the limit here, but I didn't rewrite it here. On top it will be 1, and what on the bottom? 1 minus 0, because this goes to 0. 1 minus 0 equals 1. So I write 1. 1 over 1 equals 1. Notice that I wrote the limit here, but I didn't write it here. Why? The rule is, as long as there's an n in the expression, there's a limit. Yes, of course. When the n disappears, and it disappeared here, you write it without the limit. Take a slow look at this. We'll do it very slowly into more examples in a moment. It's probably not that difficult. Do you understand why this changed to 0? And this disappeared because 1 remained here. 1 times something is simply that something.